Hi everyone, welcome back. So I had quite a bit of this offcut from another job, sort of thinnish stock, around 20 mil thick, and it was squares, and I just cut the circles out of them, and we're going to make a nice small modern looking cross grain box or container. And what I have here is a baby chuck, screw chuck, and I'll just thread this on. So I repositioned the camera, and this is the base, and what I'll do here, since it has this sort of a notch through everything up, the base will be slightly smaller than the lid because of the decoration, the bead and everything. So a spindle gouge, a little more. Okay, so the face here is through the side, and I'll just screw up the top. So I have to grip this to reverse it, hollow it, and done the connection part. So I'll put a little foot here, which I can grab with this chuck that I have here, and I'll actually remove this with a much more fun way, using scraper. So I don't need tall foot, just enough of the ridge that I can grab, and so now I can curve this, and I'll incorporate into final design this timber here, so I'll re-chuck it eventually. Okay, that the curve is okay, and I'll finesse the curve again using scraper. Okay, I'm happy with the surface. You can see it. I'll sand it. Shouldn't take too long. Now I actually have, you can see here, a frail. When I did the last pass with the spindle gouge, should have gone a little bit more easier. So just polish it up a little bit with shavings, and the finish I'll apply once I remove the foot. But you can see that's a lovely finish. It's oak, by the way. Not sure if I mentioned it before. So the base, the outside of the base is done, and I'll do the same since I have the screw chuck on. I'll do the same for the lid. So annoyingly, I somehow drilled a bigger hole than I need. Not sure how that happens. I did drill these separately. I didn't drill them at the same time. So I have this bigger. It's a woodworm screw for this Wickmark chuck. So this will just get on, and that's actually quite a good length of screw. So I re-drill the hole. for the lid, what I'm going to do is just put a tenon, flip it around, and once we hollow the inside of the base, then I can, after that, finish the outside of the lid. So all I need is just a foot here that I can then grab with my bigger chuck. Since we've done the lid, the foot at least, now I can just grip this lightly base and finish the inside of the base, so we can have some reference points for the lid. And again, true up the top here. I'll use a scraper. So what we need for the base here is a little flange, sort of a recess that will grab the lid, and this will be quite enough. And with the spindle gouge, the 10mm diameter, I'll just clean it up nice and crisp. Take away this sharp edge. I want it to be round over anyway, so that's the good opportunity to do it. And now we can hollow out the inside. First, let's find out where is the bottom of this hole. This is ball gouge. It's a really long way in. Take one more cut. Nice and gently, and with a bigger scraper clean this nice and smooth. For the finish, I'm going to go with a rough and fast and furious method, just beeswax. Get it into this corner, let it melt. And that should be quite nice. And it is. Super nice finish. And now I can take this off. You can see nice simple finish, really easy, just pure beeswax on top. And now later I'll remove the foot here. So now I can actually focus on the lid. So this is the inside. So again, first step is always to remove all the unevenness. Okay, so I have this measurement for the of the ridge on the base. Now I'll use a square and scraper just to get that in. And I'll use a spindle gouge to cut this nice and clean. And just clean up the shoulder here at the corner so it's nice and clean. Let's test the fit. That almost wants to go in, so need to widen this a little bit. Now with the spindle gouge I might take a little too much, so I'll use a skew and I'll use the bevel side here of the skew, so you'll see nice shavings. Okay, that's going in, and since I have it at this stage, what I'll do is remove the foot. So it's a nice convenient jam chuck. So I'll use a small spindle gouge, and hopefully I won't go through the bottom. Scraper just to clean it. Again, shavings just to polish it up a little bit, beeswax, and melted the beeswax with the rag. Now I don't have colorful socks, I have uniform socks, although this is some old t-shirt. So let the heat build up a little bit so you melt the wax easier. Got this corner done. There you go, so that's nice and clean. You can see that's super nice. Now to get it off, have skew and just get it inside. Should take quite easily. There we go. So the base is done. You can see nice little polish, and so now we can fully get our intention on the lid. So as you saw, the lid is quite tight fit, and for the cross grain work that's not ideal because it can warp, and this particular oak is not the best or the most stable oak that I work. So I'll just trim it a little bit more and just trim this corner as well. I'm after a nice fit, a loose fit, and that it spins nicely, so that's super nice. It doesn't have too much wiggle room, so that will be okay. So now I have the connection done. what I want to do is just get this slightly inward. Now this scraper is also getting dull. So fresh burr straight from the grinder. So just get this slightly inward. Just double check. Should have enough depth. Just to double check. Yeah, that's nice and tight. Now this is a little too wide of the diameter, too big of a diameter. So I'll mark, let's say 2 mil overhang. That should be okay. And now I can focus on the inside, which I want to hollow with the ball gouge, drop the rest, so I'm working on sort of a center height. I want to remove obviously the hole from the center, so that's the bottom of the hole. So from this line to the bottom, now I can do any shape that I want. Doesn't really matter. It's a lid, so I want to get clearance so you can fit slightly taller stuff inside. We can stop here to make a little decoration, and I'll use a spindle gouge for that. So make this nice and clean and roll a bead and clean this side. So I slightly undercut it so it has more definition. Get a little bead from this side, and this I can now use a square and scraper lightly just to get a nice little decoration. Just to clean the very bottom. Had a little torn grain. Okay, so I'm pleased with that. Beeswax. Okay, that's it. Nice and clean and nice soft finish. So now I can expand the jaws into this recess. Just lightly, because you don't have much wood here on the sides. Okay, so now to shape everything, so I want to remove this little edge here. And like I said, I want to leave a little bead here on the bottom of the lid. Something like this, and now I can just curve this. I want to refine this bead here. Make make it a little pillow effect. So I go slightly in, open the gouge and go in an arc towards outside. And I want to do something with the bottom corner as well. Just round it over. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. So little arcing strokes. Let's see if that's better. Yeah, that can be now sanded quite nicely. So now I can sand and finish the outside. Again, grab a little bit of shavings just to buff the surface a little bit, and again beeswax. And let the heat build up a little bit. Now here in this top portion of the bead there will be more of a wax, so put the rag inside in the corner and just wait a few seconds until it melts away nicely. There we go, so that's nice and clean. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's super. Off the chuck, and now we can see how it looks. You can see that's the detail inside. There is no mark that we expand the jaws inside. Everything is nicely polished. And let's see how it looks with the base. So the base again, and really nice, simple design, not much to it, but you can use scraps and we can put inside now the modern stuff like USB and stuff like that, and you can see it wants to move freely. Really nice, simple box.